Tell you what, you've all been great this week. You deserve another video or two. We've got a quick buy, hold, sell. We've got 4 buys. I've got 3 holds, potential sells, and then 3 definite sells, I think, in this video. And just a little shout out to Mr. Nick Curios, who got through the semi-final last night. I'm just living on napping during the day for a couple of hours and then napping overnight. Last night was 3:15 to 5:15. So if I do look a bit tired, that is why. We'll be getting a good nap after this. But Friday night, everyone get in there and watch that. If you're a sport fan, if you're a tennis fan, it's definitely must-watch TV. But Pap is one of our buys this week. Does have a higher break-even, obviously, but that is obviously to do with the fact that he had, a couple of lower scores in there, the 19 and 45, in amongst a few 50s and an 80 there. So when he's on the park, he's scoring plenty of tries, which is what we like to see. And only has real 2 low scores this year with a 19 and a 34. So if you're looking for a good scorer this week, and really you're not really going to get him much lower than a 755, he's owned by a smaller percentage in the top 5,000, 24 out of the top 100. So the best guys in the league right now are jumping on him, which makes complete sense. He's one of the top 5 wing fullbacks this year. He's probably definitely in the top 3, but we obviously need to see him come back into his own a little bit. He's kicking goals. Again, he only kicked the one last week. They didn't start with him, but he ended up going back to it. He was practicing during the week, so he'll be fine. Pap, definitely a great option this week if you want a gun fullback. If you want to consolidate that and get set for your round 18 final team. All right, Latrell's the other one, very interesting, a 5.57, obviously a higher break even there, but he's someone that has that potential to absolutely kill it. You see some games here, first game last year, 84, he has a 95 in there, another 85, a 69, so he can do it really regularly. The main issue here is the Bunnies haven't been playing incredibly well. He did kick goals on the weekend, which is great for him. Obviously kicked them in round 3 and 4 also. So what he did well last week was he ran for 145, which is awesome. Not something he does on a regular basis unless he's playing well. So great to see him run for the 145. Had the 4 tackle breaks and a couple of offloads, which is great. So adding in that goal kicking, I think he's someone that can average 50 for the year. And that's going to be in amongst, a 30 is going to be in there, a 70 or 80 is going to be in there. He's going to be that up and down type of player. But if you can see him getting a close to a 35-40 floor, then you're really in luck getting someone that's average, that's priced at around the 40 mark at 5.57 and can give you 50-point scores. So if you're someone that lacks a little bit of team value, then Latrell Mitchell could be your man at a cut price keeper value. So he's a good option this week as well. Right, Joel Fangawe. So he is obviously going to be getting big minutes. And in the games where he gets 60 plus, apart from that one in round 4, he usually scores really, really well. So he has a 36 in 45 minutes in round 10. He has a 42, which is a bit of a strange one. He had the 7 missed tackles, which was very much an outlier for him, and no attacking stats at all. But generally, other than that, he only has the 4 scores below 48 out of 15 games there, which is a spectacular effort for a middle forward that hasn't been known to be a superstar in recent times. So with Twali out potentially for the rest of the year, Joe's going to be out there absolutely killing it on a weekly basis. And can you expect a mid-50s average from him? I think you can. And you're getting him in just under that at around a 52, 53 price. He's pretty much pretty well priced at where he's averaging right this second. So again, pod potential with 1.6% of the top 5,000 owning him. I think he's going to be a great option for your side to get plenty of tackles and run meters through the middle. Madison, the other clear good one to pick up if you don't have a Papali'i. Madison is a solid one. Obviously, the break-even's a little bit high as well. Just coming off that 42 that he got 2 weeks ago and then a 57 last week. So the 5 offloads is good. Good to have him back again after a light 2 weeks there of 1 and 2 offloads. But at 827, you're expecting him to hit that 55, 57 kind of average. So if you think that he is going to get that for the rest of the year, it's a great week to pick him up. If you feel like there's a chance that he doesn't hit that and he could lose a little bit of cash over the next few weeks, then if he averages about 50, he'll slowly head down to that 750 mark over the next bunch of weeks and could be a better pickup then. But he's also someone that you could potentially captain this week with Hines being out, Papali'i, the Madisons, these types of players that you could captain in your side this week. So Maddo, definitely a great option heading into round 17. Guys to hold, Ruben Garrick, a few people I saw like 0.5% of teams have got rid of him. He should be fine, guys. So, he's got that week off this week. He is one of those 5 keepers that we're speaking about. I think he's number 4 on the list for me, and then Drinkwater number 5. So Garrick at 722k. He only has to average 50, just over 50 for the rest of the year to hold that price and do really well. He's owned by 36 in the top 36 people in the top 100. So they obviously think he's great too. And I think Ruben is definite hold this week. Xavier Savage, I think, is another one that you can hold. At 415, if you're cashing him out, you're getting 180, 190k in value, which is great, but I still think he has a little bit more to make. Since, in the last bunch of weeks, he's hit in the four starting games he's had, he's got a 52, 45, 40, and 37. So if he keeps that 40 average approximately that he's doing there, he has a minimum of 100k to make up. So I think for Savage, you can own him for a couple more weeks and potentially move him on in like around 20 as one of your latest trade outs that you could move to a gun, for example, or go down and use your last couple of trades on a downgrade, upgrade kind of thing. So I think Savage is definitely, can definitely be a hold, but if you're going to trade him, I do understand as well. Maxi King, someone you could also hold if you want to, and I think that he's also potentially a sell. Completely up to you as to how you want to play this one. I just think he's at his peak price, the 632. The main best thing about holding on to him would be that Tavita Pangai Jr. is out with an ankle injury, so Maxi should be getting some, back to that normal bigger 50 odd minutes that he was playing on a weekly basis. He had the 48 last week, so if you can get that extra 5 or 10, he's going to be close to a 50 average kind of guy, and maybe has a tiny bit of cash to make, but there's a good chance he'll hit like that mid 40s as well. So just under that keeper status, but owned by still a higher percentage of people. There'll be a few that trade him this week, but I also think you can hold him as well. So either way, good chance to sell him, good chance to hold him as well. Someone who's a clear sell at the moment, unfortunately, for those that have held him, Payne Haas, out for 2 to 3 weeks now, just dealing with that injury on a regular basis. You're not sure what you're going to get out of him, if he's going to play each week. Like, he's pretty resilient, but he's also carrying that injury pretty poorly at the moment. Like, he's still got the 65 minutes on the weekend, but he's not playing Origin this week because of the shoulder. So probably shouldn't have played on, for Broncos, for example, if you wanted to play Origin. But he's definitely someone, if you have if you have 5-6 trades or above, you should trade him out now, and potentially you could get him back if he has a few weeks off and he comes back feeling a lot better. Karaz, I think at the 492, different to Savage is he's got that extra 80k already made at the moment, and you could look to trade him out now after that 25. His break even goes up a bit. Look, there's every chance he can come out and get a 50 plus again, but also, he comes up against a solid team next week in the Bunnies there. And then he has the Titans Newcastle. So, not too hard of games there. So he could score pretty well in that one, but you're banking on that there. And I feel like it's a decent time right now. If you want to get a cash out, then you can go down from Karaz. If you want to upgrade, then you can do that as well. So that's that with him. Isaac Tango is my last one there on the sells list. I think, you get that 60 points from him last week, which is great, but the scores before that were not great at all. I had obviously a cracking week last week, two line breaks and the try, which he hasn't done for a good while. 24, 37, 32, 34 as his last 4 games. So not great at all. Obviously, having that 60 every 5 to 6 weeks is awesome, but he's just not scoring anywhere near what he was in the first month. And I think, if you're getting scores in that middle period of 20s and 30s, and then another 4 game stretch of 20s and 30s again, I definitely think he can do that going forward. So if you want to use him as cover, I think you'd probably just use Taylor May as cover instead for that center position. We all should have plenty of edges at the moment. So I think Tonga's time to go now. You saved him, obviously. If you got a 30 or 40 last week, you would have lost you a bit of cash. So the 60 saved you, and I think it's time to move him on. You can see the top 100 have been doing that. Top 5,000 are kind of holding on there. So top 100 have moved on. I think it's time that we should all do that as well. So that's that buy, hold, sell video, guys. A nice and quick one. I hope it helped you guys out. If you haven't watched a lot of the other videos, I really suggest you jump in and check out the cash outs video with Scoop that I did last night. And that one had plenty of great information in it. And the Q&A I really liked as well in terms of strategy. So they're the 3 videos I try and jump into this week. If you haven't caught up on too many, try and jump in then today. And I hope you have a good day, guys. See you later.